we doing, everybody? Welcome to Wildcard Weekend and welcome into the Ryan Ripken Show. It's finally here. The playoffs. The NFL regular season is officially over, and the 2025 now playoffs is now set to begin. First game starts at 4:30 with the Texans and the Chargers, but the game that we're all excited about is taking place at the Bank in Baltimore at 8 p.m. Ravens Steelers. Move on. And I am jacked up. And actually, we got a full house in here. We got a lot to talk about. And at 3:15 today, Jimmy Charles, country music artist, is going to join us here. Big Maryland guy himself and friend of the show and friend of Nick Moore of the Baltimore Ravens. But for everyone out there, for the Ravens flock, let me know where you're tuning in from. This is about having a day here. And actually, we're starting our day off with a little bit of a cheers. Fellas, not Rocco. Hey, happy Wild Card Weekend. Happy Ravens-Steelers game. And go Vens. Anything else? Anyone have any other comments?
Go Vens. Go Vens. Come on, Rocco.
And fuck Rocco.
Ruck Faco. Here we go. Cheers. Oh, we're class.
Shout out Deep Eddie.
I'll tell you what, these things are, it's a great way to start the day. We're all ready to rock and roll. Why? We got the Deep Eddie. You got the lemon?
I got the lemon.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I got the lemon. 2 lemon, 2 lime.
The vodka sodas, chef's kiss. And then obviously, how did we get going before? We got our brunch from the Iron Rooster with Kyle, man. It has been.
Dude, I literally 10 seconds before this show started, I was just scrolling Twitter and I saw this. I didn't even know this was available. I'm a little bit upset that I didn't order this for our brunch, lunch, whatever you want to call it today. This, I need to ask Kyle what the hell this is. He captioned it, "Can you say cheese?" This looks like there's some bacon, cheese on top of cheese, and that bread looks amazing too. I don't know what this is, but I need it in my belly right now.
I need it. You know what? It never ceases to amaze me with all those. But now I feel like I know a lot of the secrets that are happening around the Iron Rooster.
Yeah.
I don't know about this one. So I'm a little bit upset.
Yeah.
But you know what? Nothing's killing my vibe today. Nothing's killing my mood because, again, shout out Iron Rooster. He got us right with Kyle, and I can't thank him enough.
He's the man. Deep
Eddie's got us ready for this, and nothing's going to take away the energy and passion today from the Ravens and Steelers, not even Rocco DeSangro. And, hey, look, we don't discriminate here. You're a fan of the other team. That's fine. Do we like it?
Nope.
But that's okay.
Don't have to.
I can't believe
we never liked Rocco anyway, so like it all fits.
That's all true.
It all fits.
What? Everyone hates me in the chat. Everyone hates me on the show, so I might as well just lean into it and just have a good time. So here we are.
Man,
I hate you all.
Post TV, Rocco.
Every single one of you. Even Kevin. Kevin's like the least
What
likable
did I
person
do?
in this building right now.
You know,
That's very.
This is where, like,
Oh.
I agree with Kevin. This, like, or in the chat, post Fox Rocco
Yes.
is just a
free
menace
free
on this
bird.
show.
Free bird.
Menace is a good word for it.
Just a menace.
I love it.
You know what? Before he didn't let his wings fly. He was a peacock, but he didn't fly beforehand.
I was a fraud. I still am. But
We
like,
know.
At least I'm like more out in the open.
Like
about
the
it now.
SEC this season, Rocco DeSangro is a fraud.
Like your South Carolina Gamecocks as well.
See, why does that keep being brought up? I just made a comment here about on the program to everyone just saying I think the SEC this year, it's not going to be their
Also,
year.
like, I don't know. You were barely a Gamecock.
That's exactly, you know what? But I appreciated my time there. Appreciated the
Sure.
people. But Rocco acts like I went there for 10 years.
I
Correct.
feel like I'm more of a Gamecock than you because like I got the call down,
You got
the
the
fan base, everything.
You got,
oh yeah.
yeah, you got the
Listen,
cock.
we could call the Cocks again.
I was gonna say,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Like if you
We're
want
gonna-
to,
we're
I
gonna
was
wait
going
it
to say you got the cock part right.
Let's wait on that, and let's actually get you guys fired up for this game here. And this is what we've all been waiting for. And actually, there's a great way. We have a video we want to show you all, and this doesn't get you fired up, Brad. I don't know what will. So let's play this
was
clip.
put together by Prime Video, by the way. Incredible with Ray Lewis and Ben Roethlisberger. Take a look.
Oh, talking about somebody I don't like. Oh, boy.
Am I sitting here?
Take one.
You can't tell the story of us.
Without them.
There's a general, respectful hate between the two cities and two teams.
I don't like nothing about Pittsburgh.
The most physical win. Oh, they don't like us.
I remember breaking my nose in a game, never missing a play because I didn't want to ever miss
There it goes. Now it's straight.
an opportunity to go out and play against those guys.
There's some hitting, there's some jawing in this showdown for first in the AFC North.
how you gonna step down and hit him in the mouth? You want to do things to them that just doesn't last on the football field, but lasts a lifetime.
That's the win championship.
You go out there today, know the blood, the sweat, the tears have been poured out by people before you that have battled these guys over and over.
The door is locked. The key is thrown away. We will punish you.
And a huge hit.
Ray, I love you, brother. This time, it's time for us to come out on top.
Ben Roethlisberger, unbelievable play.
I'm telling you, Ben, today is the Ravens way, baby.
Touchdown, Ravens.
Now, I know the game will change, but there's one thing that never changes. When the Ravens still dance, somebody got to pay the price.
Chills.
Yeah.
Honestly, when you think
It was
about
awesome.
this, and this is the beauty of sports, ladies and gentlemen, rivalries bring so much out of places. People get behind their cities, their teams, for not just a season, seasons, decades. And you hope that you can find two organizations that have the passion, the structure, the organization, and above all, the willpower every single year to bring it. And for the Ravens and Steelers, since I can remember, guys, as a young kid when Baltimore came back and became the Ravens in 96, the Ravens and Steelers for the last 2-3 decades has been one of the best rivalries, not just in football, in all professional sports. And I'll tell you what, that last game in Baltimore, it felt like it was coming back. And I think the same thing is about to happen here today. The physical play, both teams are bitter, and there's a lot of storylines. One of them is going to have to be broken, the one for Baltimore. First game in Baltimore that the Ravens are going to host the Steelers in the playoffs.
Yeah.
First time in the history, 8 p.m. tonight.
Since 65. So like it was the Colts back then.
It's insane, man.
They've hosted Pittsburgh. I'll tell you this too, Rip. Just to tack onto that, I'm starting to feel like an old man at this point because that rivalry back in the day was nothing like between Ray and Roethlisberger. I was there when he got his nose broken by Haloti Ngata, and like was there when Tomlin stuck his leg out with Jacoby. I was at those games, and like the atmosphere, the rivalry has just been unmatched during that time. It's starting to feel like it's getting to that point again now.
Yeah, and even though, Rock, I don't love what you're wearing, a lot of respect for like one of those players, 43, Polamalu.
Polamalu.
Yeah, man.
Those guys.
Yeah.
And again, legends of it. And you heard Roethlisberger
And
talk
just to
about
clarify, we respect the legends, not Rocco. Wearing
that is a
Yeah,
good point
yeah,
to
Correct.
make.
yeah.
The legends we respect.
Good
not Rocco.
clarification.
Yeah.
Good
Just
Yeah.
get it
clarification.
out there.
Yeah, way to do that.
I see Kieran's comment in the chat too, asking, saying, don't show up tomorrow wearing purple. I don't plan on it. I don't plan on doing it at all. The respect is there, but I will not be putting on that jersey or wearing purple or anything, even if I lost a bet. It's just, this is the team I've rooted for my entire life. The rivalry, you talked about it, Rip. I don't give a shit what anybody says. This is, to me, the greatest rivalry in sports. I don't care, hands down. And it has been, and it always will be. And I know that's an opinion, and people can say what they want. You got, the Duke UNCs, you got the Red Sox Yankees. You have the Ravens Steelers. In this game, it means so much to two cities, to both fan bases, and to both teams, because guys in the locker room for the Ravens, they always talk about it. You're not a Raven until you beat the Steelers. And that's how guys feel. So when Derrick Henry beat the Steelers for the first time, he felt like he became a Raven. He's been one all season, and it felt like Derrick Henry's been a Raven his whole career, just the way he plays. But this is real. And this game is so meaningful, not only because it's the first round of the playoffs, because of the hatred, the respect, the two teams and fan bases that are going head-to-head today at 8 p.m. I'm so amped for it. I'm ready to run through a brick wall. And like you talk about the Ben Roethlisbergers, the Joe Flaccos, Terrell Suggs, Ray Lewis, Troy Polamalu, James Harrison, like all those players, they just lined up against each other on the other side of the ball. Now you have a new chapter in that rivalry. Yeah. It does feel like a rivalry renewed, and maybe it lost some gas over the years when some of those guys left, like when Ray retired or Ben retired or Suggs retired. But I have the feeling it's back and it's better than ever. Like we're getting a new chapter, a new era of Steelers Ravens football, and I couldn't be happier for it. I'm fired the hell up.
And you know what you're seeing right now? You're seeing the energy come back. Like you're seeing right now, at least for Baltimore Ravens fans, that last Steelers game at home, because let's be honest, the last 10 games, if you're on the Ravens side, it hasn't been in your favor. It's been frustrating. Now, whether the Ravens were resting guys or whatever happened, the Ravens weren't winning the games.
Yeah.
But then Ardarius Washington's hit. The physical play there. Marlon Humphrey's pick 6. Talking about iconic moments.
Patrick Queen stripping, fumbles and
against the Ravens, these moments, but then Baltimore sees that last game. And now here we are with everything on the line to continue to move on. The narratives for these teams to be able to overcome. Baltimore is trying to prove they have the roster to get to the Super Bowl. They are the team that can go on this run and prove to everyone that not only can they be a great regular season team, but they can go and hoist the Lombardi led by Lamar Jackson, who could very well win his 3rd MVP. We'll talk about that in a little bit. But I do want to mention something about passion here.
This is exactly why we actually talked about this right before the show. This is why Rocco doesn't have a chair.
Yeah.
Didn't mean to interrupt you, Rip, but that was just too good because we literally talked about that.
Yeah, well, I'm glad someone figured out Jessica. Thank you. We're going to try to see if that was going to happen. This guy really drinking. Hey, you know what? Cheers. Hey, Fringe crew, this is the beauty of it, right? We here at the Ryan Ripken Show.
We try to be classy here.
Classy. Honestly, what happened was we were looking for shot glasses.
Yes, we
didn't have any. So I said, you know what, guys? Deep Eddie gave us these put together plastic martini, which is actually easy for cleanup.
Yeah.
And we're like, you know what? Class. So cheers to you, Fringe crew. And cheers to everyone here for this game. Cheers again.
I didn't get a drink either.
That's
for a chair.
So that's for a different reason. But you know what? I saw cheers, by the way.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
So what I did want to mention, Kevin, people are asking about what that hat is.
They
you know,
are.
and people probably wondering what else is happening.
Yeah.
Zach, I think it's the right time to bring in and to remind you all, it's brought to you by our friends over at M&T Bank. That's a For the Flock hat there, Kevin.
Oh yeah.
And right now, if you get this, get the not your towel, Rocco.
Oh God, don't do that.
Here we go. All For the Flock. Those limited playoff edition flags. They're available right now at any local M&T Bank branch in the Maryland region. Go and get yours today and raise it high for the Flock. And if the Ravens win tonight, we got a lot more to talk about here next week, and specifically on Tuesday that we want you to all be a part of.
Kevin.
I didn't touch
So appreciate M&T Bank. Guys, it's going to be rocking at the bank. But we talked about narratives, at least on the Baltimore side. I got to stand up for a second, get a little hot. The Ravens are trying to rewrite some history, and everyone's talked about Lamar Jackson and the Ravens underperforming to the expectations in the postseason. The other side of this narrative, Pittsburgh Steelers. TJ Watt, he's a great player, unbelievable, has yet to win a playoff game in his NFL career.
Isn't that crazy?
And he even talked about it. He goes, I'm aware. I know what's on the line here. We got to win. So something's got to give. Are the Pittsburgh Steelers going to end a drought of their own? Or are the Baltimore Ravens going to have to go on a run here? And Kevin, it's a fascinating discussion. We talked right before this, and Rocco, you can get into this as being a Pittsburgh fan. The discourse around Mike Tomlin, if they don't win this game, a lot of people around the national media and other fan bases go, wow, Mike Tomlin's an unbelievable coach. I think he is. I think he's a great leader of men.
Yeah.
But there's really discourse, Kevin, about if they don't win this game, well, do you need a new voice because they haven't won? They've been contending to be a playoff team, but not contenders. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Tomlin always has those guys in position to make the playoffs or, the winning record streak. But no, I don't think anybody, for me at least, I'm not saying Tomlin's a bad coach. I think Tomlin's one of the best coaches in the league. But
I agree.
I think that this conversation even happens in Baltimore with John Harbaugh sometimes where, the playoff success hasn't been there. And again, I think Harbaugh getting to the AFC Championship last year was a good thing, but sometimes it's just time for a new thing, a fresh start. And if Tomlin were to get fired or Harbaugh were to get fired, there'd be 25 teams lining up out the door to go get one of those guys.
Absolutely.
But it's just a matter of if the Ravens or Steelers, and one of them is going to go one and done here in the playoffs, is it time for something new? And I know that conversation's been loud in Pittsburgh for a decently long time now. And it seems like Tomlin, these guys are players, coaches. And I feel like the way, I think it's like Harbaugh, Tomlin, Dan Campbell, others as well, that you go out and you go to war for those guys. But we're seeing a shift in the way that teams hire some coaches like, oh, we want this young offensive guru. We want this guy to come in and work with a young quarterback and kind of take us off to the next level offensively. So I wouldn't be shocked if the Steelers moved on after this game, but I'm not of the mindset that it's the absolute no-brainer decision if they do.
And Rock, because you are a Steelers fan, you've been realizing this. And I want to also make this point so you can continue on. During this timeline that they haven't won a playoff game, they haven't had a franchise quarterback since Ben Roethlisberger retired as well. So I want to factor that in. But Rock, that is something from the Steelers nation that has become the more talked about conversation more and more that I've heard, especially over these last few weeks as they've been limping into the postseason.
Well, again, I know no one wants to hear me talk, but I see the comments in the chat right now, and I saw someone said at least our fan base isn't the only one who wants to run their successful coach out of town, talking about the Ravens. It's like, I feel like very similar as far as how the fan bases feel about success and where that success is wanted. And when you haven't won a playoff game since 2016 and you're losing and losing and losing like the Steelers have, there's going to be some upset fans, and rightfully so. But like you said, Kevin, there would be 25 other teams that would be lining up at the door if John Harbaugh got fired or if Mike Tomlin got fired. They're two of the best coaches in football, hands down. Maybe they don't always have the best teams, and maybe, they don't always make the best decisions. But at the end of the day, they're both winners, and they're both going to do their best to get the job done. And I know sometimes that's not good enough, but look what's out there as well. Like you talk about, all right, if the Steelers were to fire Tomlin, look at the Jets right now. Look at the coaching cycle and how it's recycled, and how you see the same names just popping up over and over again.
Right.
And you get some offensive coordinators, some good young offensive coordinators and defensive coordinators that are getting looks too. But are they going to be the ones that get a job like that? Or are they going to be the ones that say, oh, I want to leave a place where I'm so successful, or am I going to do it for the right opportunity? So just because the names are out there doesn't mean you can pull them in. Yeah. And people think that, after, if Tomlin were to go, there's light at the end of the tunnel. It's not always the case. Mm-hmm. And it could be more losing and more suffering just going forward. So
here's what I'll say to that, Rock. And I think that there isn't enough Steelers fans calling out the front office for drafting mediocre players. Look, Tomlin has done an incredible job with the talent that he has, and even last year, just seeing the disarray of that team, and for him to pull off as many wins as he did, I don't think any other coach in the NFL would have been able to do that. No. So this isn't an indictment on Tomlin, in my opinion. This is an indictment on the front office and their ability to draft top talent.
Right, and that's the part of it. When you continue to be contending, you have a chance. Now, I want to just point out, though, you can find talent later in the draft. Lamar Jackson now has solidified himself as being one of the best quarterbacks
in history,
not just in the NFL right now, but he could go down as one of the best in history. The Ravens traded back in to take him with the 32nd pick. There was 31 picks in front of him that let him go. We're looking all around it. I know first-round quarterbacks, obviously, more times than not, right? You're going to find a guy there, but there are the stories like Russell Wilson, who's on the other side today or tonight. Not a first-round pick. Seahawks, good fit there. Obviously, the Seahawks had success. You're looking at guys, and I know his career is now starting to go down, but Derek Carr was a second-round pick. Lamar Jackson, end of the first. Brock Purdy.
Mr. Irrelevant.
Mr. Irrelevant. Insane.
And then the best quarterback as far as wins and greatest of all time, Tom Brady.
Yeah.
So they can find talent, but the problem has been they haven't found the right person there. They don't have the weapons around them. And that's the part here, I think, with Ravens fans, why they've been frustrated with the last 10 games. And again, I know that we're going to say, well, Lamar missed the games or the team sat. Ravens have lost 8 of the last 10 or whatever it is. It's just you go to Pittsburgh and it's the ugliest games that you've ever watched, and you got to expect it when they go to Pittsburgh. But right now, let's go through the list. George Pickens, that's their main guy. They have Freiermuth there. Nick Moore's friend and friend
Best buddy.
Yeah.
best buddy.
They're good buds.
And then they got Najee and Jalen Warren, and those are all good players. But do any of those players fully strike fear in you like a Jamar Chase?
Well, in games are
Or-
won in the trenches, and their
Mhm.
offensive line is absolutely atrocious. I'm sure you can agree with that, Rocco. Like their offensive line is just absolutely terrible.
up and bad.
Grab the mic.
yeah, don't
They're
hog
beat
the
up
mic.
and bad.
There you go. Brooks was.
Give me the mic. Actually, I'm just.
And you know what? We're all going to stand up now. D. Porter, appreciate you. Sup, Ripken crew. Go Ravens. How many of you guys are going to the game? I think at least 2 of us. Kevin's going to
I have to work. I will not, unfortunately.
I'll be there. Rip will be there.
at least 2
I'm up in
and
the
then
air.
and then up in the air, Rogue. So we'll see what happens here, but it should be a great time. And look, I can't wait. I just feel the energy starting to brew in the city.
Yeah.
You can really feel it. And again, the narratives around here are, can the Ravens win 2 in a row against Pittsburgh? And they did win 34-17 in Baltimore. But I want to point this out here. Fair to say Ravens are favored, and rightfully so. If we go and check, the odds provided by Hollywood Casino at Charlestown Races in West Virginia. You guys are really fighting over that thing.
Yeah, that was bad.
Give me your mic, Kevin.
But the odds,
no.
but the odds are that the Ravens opened as 10-point favorites. They
Yeah.
opened as 10-point favorites against the Steelers. Talent-wise, you'd think it should happen. Ravens won by 17 and going, man, we kicked their ass. I'll be honest, 2 plays decided that game.
Yeah.
And you guys, everyone, if you watch that one, Darius Washington absolutely laying the wood on Russell Wilson fumble. And then after the Lamar Jackson interception in the red zone, Marlon Humphrey had a pick 6. Those plays don't happen. We might not be having the same type of feeling. And hell, the Ravens might be on the road going to play the Steelers potentially.
Yeah.
So what's your guys' confidence level with this, Zach? I mean, it's a rivalry game. It's a division game. All the odds, as we're talking about, are in the Ravens' favor. You got the better quarterback. You got the better running back. You got the better overall roster. And yet, I don't know. I'm a little nervous about this.
I'm definitely nervous. We're at the point where, like you talked about, it's a rivalry game. It's playoffs, January football. Throw everything out. Throw the record books out. This game, yes, it opened as a 10-point favorite. I think someone said it's down to 8.5 now. But man, it feels
still
like
a lot.
it feels like this game. It's going to be a Ravens Steelers game. No matter how much more talented I genuinely believe the Ravens have. It would not surprise me if this comes down to a kick in the last second. It's Ravens Steelers. It's Tomlin Harbaugh. If the Ravens don't beat themselves, I genuinely don't see how they lose. If they control the penalties, they're not getting, okay, we're getting a big play. Nope, never mind. It's 10 yards back for holding. Oh, we've got momentum, false start. If you're not giving up big PIs, if the Ravens aren't beating themselves with penalties, they're not making stupid decisions offensively, getting too cute, getting away from their identity. On paper, they should win. But like we've said, it's hard to sit here and feel confident or that this is going to be a breeze, chalk this up. Ravens are double-digit favorites. This is going to be a fun game. It's Ravens Steelers. It's going to be a dogfight for 60 minutes.
Yeah, throw out the playbook. Throw out everything you know about the analytics and what it's going to say.
Yep.
Throw out the record book, not the playbook.
There it is.
If you throw out the playbook.
Well, if you know it by memory. However,
that
hey,
is what both teams have to throw out their playbook.
However, you know what? Maybe that's what we need one day. Imagine for one game they go, you know what? No headsets. Coaches can't interact. Boys got to go play.
We've talked about this. Zach and I for the Orioles have said that we just need to make the decisions up to Chet. We just say, should the Ravens run a Hail Mary on 1st and 10 from their own 1-yard line? Yes or no? And then Chet says yes, and that's what happens.
That's what happens. Hey, I want to make this point then, because when I'm saying throw out the playbook, in some cases, and we saw it last night with the Texas game, with the Texas Ohio State game, Great game, by the way. Are you guys okay over there?
Yeah, we're just we're admiring the chat.
Hey, you know what? And
I'm honored. I'm honored.
And
that
we love
Stackhouse
the
told me
chat.
that. Thank you.
Hey, you know what? And if you're new to the channel, hit that like and subscribe button. Ryan Ripken Show. We got our Ravens Steelers pre-game preview, but we are live every Monday and Thursday from 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. Eastern time. We're having a special show on Tuesday. Again, granted that the Ravens win in the morning, keeping people up to date on that. And on Wednesday, we cover baseball here. We're Baltimore-based, but we love to talk about football in general, and we love to talk about then baseball. We got a whole lot planned for the baseball season.
Rip, you talked about – oh, jeez. Unbelievable.
Yeah. All-time legend. Stackhouse is a legend, man.
He's unbelievable.
That's a
Chat
good one.
The shit he comes up with is just like on the fly is
We have a lot. We have a lot of
Yeah,
chat legends, and
And we
Stackhouse
got-
is one of them.
And we got some great members of the community here, not
Oh,
just chat legends. So if you guys want to be involved with the Ryan Ripken community, hit that subscribe button and hit that join button if you want to be a part of the Rips Good Kids, or join the Holy Shirts and Pants, where we're going to have a lot of exclusive content here as we get to baseball season specifically.
Yeah.
And then also we have a free Discord, and that's where honestly it's a great community. We'll put that link in there for free, by the way. But if you do join the channel, we appreciate it. Why? Everything that we get from that goes right back into the studio. If you've been following us from the beginning, which is just over a year and a half now,
Yeah.
Brad, everything goes back into it. Like if you saw the first episode of Brad and I sitting in the corner where you can't see Brad in this photo, just him and I talking.
It's better that way.
And then it was me, Zach, and Brad on a couch. Yeah, Ali.
Oh boy.
Mr.
he
Puppy.
goes.
Mr. Puppy. But anyway, we really appreciate it. We want to just continue to give you guys great content. Rocco, what do you want?
I was saying no, because you talked about the confidence level today, and I just wanted to kind of chime in there if I'm allowed. Am I allowed to chime in a little bit?
Oh, shut the fuck up. Just say what you
Oh,
gotta
I'm just
say.
I'm just saying from this side, can't speak for everyone, but gut feeling is not great right now. I don't feel good, and I know it's a rivalry game, and I know you're going to say it's could be close, and that could likely be the case. But Ben Roethlisberger said it on his podcast. He's like, this isn't 2005 where we won 4 straight, got in as a wild card, and then went on a run.
Yeah.
This is a team that has been beaten and battered and lost 4 straight. And like the fact that they're in the playoffs right now, to me, is a miracle. So I don't feel great about it. Again, can't speak for all Steelers fans, but it's not a great feeling. And while in this rivalry, anything can happen. It's you have a team on the other side that's on a damn mission right now and has the motivation. So not great, Bob. Don't feel great at all.
I think that was my favorite part of the hype video. Is Ben Roethlisberger's like, it's the Steelers' time, and he went on his podcast and picked the Ravens.
He's like,
I'm picking the Ravens. I'm like,
this.
come on,
And I'm just
dude.
like, okay, can't play both sides.
Russell
here, buddy.
Wilson
Come
has
on.
also been playing like absolute shit for the last month.
So here's a point that I wanted to kind of get to, and this is, and again, we got a couple things lined up here. One, we're gonna have our call-ins a little bit later on, and then country music singer Jimmy Charles, big connection to Maryland. If you guys were at the Ravens-Browns game this past weekend, you would have seen Jimmy performing the national anthem. He's gonna come on and join us here. But the thing that I wanted to talk about, you said about with Russell Wilson struggling,
Yeah.
right? The Pittsburgh Steelers in general, since their last win, which we're got to go back to, they beat the Cleveland Browns in week 14. 13 points against the Eagles, obviously very good team. Ravens 17 points, Chiefs 10 points, and then the Cincinnati Bengals 17. So they've failed to reach 20 points since that game against Cleveland. It hasn't been well. And when I said about throwing out the playbook, at least like I was joking, one thing in what I was saying about the Texas-Ohio State is when you get in the situations, don't get away from your identity or don't get too cute. We've seen that in the playoffs before, at least with Baltimore. You got the beast in the backfield now with Derrick Henry. And I think in some cases, if Derrick's not getting the ball 20 times, at least, whether it's through the air or on the ground, something's going to feel off. Is that fair to say? We don't have to say what play it is. Derrick Henry, you got him, and this is the reason you got him, is to help start this playoff push.
I mean, if you listen to Derrick Henry's speech in the after the final game, after they won the North, he talked about no matter what happens, we got to stick to who we are. And pretty much, I think to translate, he was telling the coaches, I don't care what's happening, give me the effing ball. and that should be the game plan. It doesn't matter. My biggest concern genuinely with this game is I think if the Ravens get out to a fast start with the way that the Steelers' confidence is right now, Rocky, you talked about it feels like a team spiraling at the moment. If you get out to a fast start, suddenly the pressure goes all on them. If you get out to Steelers are up, 7-0, 10-7, 10-3, and you give them some momentum, we've seen in the playoffs, the Ravens start to panic and they start to feel like even if it's 7-0, 10-7, hey, we got to win a shootout. And they just abandon the run. It's what happened last year against Kansas City. So the biggest thing, like we've been saying, is give Derrick Henry the ball. I've tweeted it out multiple times. Give him the ball every play. And when you ask yourself, have we given it to him too many times, turn around and give it to him again.
Well,
that should be the game plan.
This to me too is interesting because I agree. I don't think the Steelers have the offensive firepower to keep up with the Ravens if they get out like that. That is the way you win the game. You get off to a fast start. It gives you all the momentum if you're the Ravens. And I'm not trusting Russell Wilson to go up there if this becomes a shootout to go put up 34 points or whatever on this Ravens defense. That's the issue. And since we have a Steelers fan here, I might as well ask him questions about the Steelers. I've seen, Rocco, that the Steelers fans want Justin Fields to start this game. Are you on that train?
No, but my dad is. I think Russell. I'm like, Dad, shut the hell up. No.
God damn it,
Listen,
Steve.
Justin Fields,
love it, Steve.
Next year, all right, we'll see what happens. But nothing Justin Fields did early on, impressed the hell out of me to the point where I'm saying, hey, you know what, Tomlin, go start Justin Fields in this game and play him significantly. Russell Wilson, say what you want about him. He has the playoff experience. And while he's older now, he did win a Super Bowl. So he's been there, done that. So you're going to throw Justin Fields is 25 years old into the fire in a hostile environment. Arguably, a place that people consider louder than a lot of college stadiums because it's set up that way. Hell no. Hell no. Yeah, you would.
Now, in terms of a Justin Fields package, I think we might see a couple.
That's what we've been told. That we're be prepared to see some of that Justin Fields wildcat type.
Yeah. And we talked about it last game.
First time.
We talked about it last game going into that. A sneaky aspect to the game was Justin Fields not being active. And when you sit there and you go, the hell does it mean the backup quarterback's not active? How does that impact it? It's because of those 3rd and 2s, those 4th and 1s where they bring him in. Yep. Even if they're just going to hand it to Najee anyway, hand it to Warren anyway, it's the threat of Justin Fields that, like we talk about with, Derrick Henry, Lamar helping Derrick Henry, it's that slight hesitation. That's the difference between you stuffed them and all of a sudden, okay, the drive's continuing. 100%. So it is those little things.
And it'd be, for me, it'd be way too bold. Be too bold of a strategy, Cotton. What movie, Kevin?
Dodgeball.
There we go.
Nice, Kevin.
I've been on my game recently.
We're winning.
I've been on my game recently.
There it is. I'm proud of you, man. That was good. Ollie's proud of you too.
Yeah.
But in all seriousness, that's a hard position to put a quarterback where if Justin now is playing and he retained the starting job and then he got hurt or something and you want to go back to him, but in this case, he sat for so long. Russell Wilson has played in the playoffs. He has an understanding. He's been the veteran that's helped you get there after their start. But to your point, and remember we had Des Walker on, pass rush specialist, works with Odafe and Matabike in the offseason, and he was saying the mobile quarterback has changed so many different things, even from a pass rushing standpoint, but a responsibility standpoint. And we see it on the own side with the Baltimore Ravens and Lamar Jackson. The threat of Lamar terrifies people. And the fact that the reason why Lamar is playing at this high level is because he's evolved as a passer in general and his reads and his understanding of the game. And then obviously his athletic ability to improvise. But then also it's the running threat that keeps people on their toes. And that's something that with Russell Wilson, he doesn't have that element. He is mobile to an extent, but he is not a threat, especially when it comes to read option situations.
You know what I think is going to help too, the Ravens and Lamar tremendously? Lack of time off. It hasn't been, okay, we secured the North, we have the 1 seed, we have a bye, and then we have another bye, and then we're going to go into the divisional round. It's like, no, they're right into the wild card, hitting the ground running, and just on top of that, you have a motivated Lamar Jackson, probably more motivated than he's ever been in his life. And, you hear the outside noise, you hear the talking heads on TV saying this guy can't win the big game, which I still think is bullshit. I think that, it is what it is, but I don't want to even feed into that narrative that Lamar Jackson can't win the big game, because he's won plenty of big games. Postseason, I know, has been a different story at times. In the record, everyone's going to point to the record and say, oh, yeah, what's his record against these teams? Well, like, that can all be put to bed. Lamar goes out and beats the Steelers, goes on a run, wins a Super Bowl like he said he was going to do when he got drafted. That's this guy's motivation. And again, everyone's going to talk about the MVP and feed into this. Josh Allen, Lamar. He doesn't give a shit about it at all. He cares about one thing, and that's winning a Super Bowl. And they're out to do that.
Damn right he is. And we'll get into a lot more of these conversations. Actually, first time we're going to bring on our guest here, who is a big Ravens fan. A lot of Maryland ties. Before we bring him on, remind you guys that you got to be loud tonight. And Zach, you know where I'm going with this. And Kevin. And look, it's brought to you by our friends over at M&T Bank. All for the flock flags. They are available. Limited edition playoff flags. You can get them at any M&T Bank local branch here in the Maryland region, and raise them high for the flock tonight. And if the Ravens get the victory, we got a lot of things planned for next week and on Tuesday to get people pumped up for the divisional round. We'll take care of that, but we got to take care of business tonight. Ravens, Steelers, 8 p.m. at the bank. Thank you, M&T Bank. All right, guys. I've been waiting to bring this.
No.
Oh, man.
It's
Ollie, what are you doing?
It's good. Hey, Ollie's just protecting. He's protecting the good voodoo in the
You
studio.
tried to drool on my terrible towel earlier.
Okay.
Which was the right thing to do.
Ridiculous.
Well,
It's the right thing
you
to do.
Bad dog.
You taunted my dog.
I did tell your dog.
You know what? I'm going to bring our guest on here. Friend of the show, friend of Nick Moore as well, and country music star Jimmy Charles. Where's Jimmy? Jimmy!
Hey guys.
How we doing? So Jimmy, first off, happy Saturday, man. I love what are we rocking? What's the uni right there?
Well, we got some Lamar on, but I got my own jersey last week. So
There you go.
Hell yeah.
This one's going in the shadow box though, right here we're in my honky tonk here in my house. Here we got this everything all set up. We got the Fordham Lee whiskey on there. There's the stage. We're ready for a party, man.
Yeah, Jimmy and I were texting about this, Brad, and he was telling me I got this great setup, and he goes, I'm not going to be able to make it up. I'm like, well, I'll be honest. If I had this setup here, I'd be watching games all the time. But you just were up here, though, Jimmy. So first off, before we get into all of that, and even how you got that unit, that jersey, give the background of your connection with Maryland here, so people know that.
Yeah.
It's you got that through and through, which I love about you, and obviously how we got connected.
Yeah, I grew up in Ocean City, Berlin, Maryland, went to Stephen Decatur, who just won their back-to-back state championships. Funny thing is, they were actually honored on the field last weekend, too. They got to run out through the tunnel, so it was awesome to be there and see my alumni. I played football at Towson University. I've lived in Nashville probably for 14 years now, making music full time, and it's been a blessing. But I always get back home. Always love it's a Maryland thing, you guys understand. But it's been great to celebrate everything that's special about Maryland and get back as often as I can.
Yeah, and that's really even in your music. You've mentioned it over and over in specific songs about those Maryland ties. Heck, songs are even directly relating to getting back to Maryland. And for those that don't know, Jimmy, it's been a great year for you. Obviously, you just won the Maryland Music Award Country Artist of the Year. And then, you were at the Preakness. You've had the anthems for the Preakness, the Orioles, the Military Bowl at the Naval Academy. And then last week, kind of summarize like how those moments have been. And you got to be there last week. Obviously, the national anthem, that's the reason why the Ravens clinched the division. Jimmy's saying a little bit upset that Jimmy's not up here right now.
Yeah, man. I love there's nothing more I'm grateful for than our military. And to sing the national anthem is just such an incredible honor, especially when you get to these types of levels like the Preakness. That's a Maryland thing right there. I mean, there were 7 million people on NBC Sports, not to mention the thousands that were in the stands right there. And what an honorable and incredible event to be a part of. I just remember being on the infield, where everybody's throwing beer bottles and people running across porta potties. Now I was in the fancy section with shrimp cocktail and a nice bourbon. So it was so special. Of course, last week was just a dream come true. And just the incredible energy, knowing that my team is right there, the team that I love and I've supported, for all these years, was right there. And I was, on national television. The energy was so great. I heard the fans screaming when they introduced my name. And of course, luck has it. You guys can probably hear, man, I grabbed a nice chest cold right before it. So I tried to battle through that, but it was amazing in the stadium. Didn't really like the TV version, man. It came across really harsh, but had amazing feedback. Only about 25% haters, but haters are gonna hate, and it was just an incredible experience, So,
I mean, hey, look, regardless, you keep going to the top and you keep having success. Not everyone's gonna like what you're doing. That's no matter what.
We know what that's like.
Hey, the Orioles lose the game. The Orioles don't make a move.
We know about it.
Obviously, that is my fault. Hey, the O's are fine. Oh, maybe that's my fault for saying it, but you got to stay positive through and through. The other part here, Jimmy, our mutual friend here, is friend of the show, who he claims that he was going to make it in during the season here, but he's been gracious. He's been on almost every single week.
Yeah.
Nick Moore, long snapper Nick Moore, which bummed, he's not didn't make the All-Pro team. Not the Pro Bowl team, but he's got his eyes set on different things. You got to see him, right, though, before the game last week.
Yeah, I saw him, during warm-ups, and then right before it started, he came over and gave me a big hug and a handshake, and we've become real good friends. I was actually just texting with him today, tell him keep his hands warm out there, you know what I mean? And I wish he could be on there with us today, but he's got some other obligations, He's
a little busy. Well, Jimmy, you got to come on with us next time. You, me, Nick, the guys here, not Rocco, and it will be good. We're excited.
Yeah.
When Rocco, you take the jersey off, then we'll.
Well, you got to come to a show when he snaps footballs off the stage. That was wild.
We saw that. Yeah.
We saw.
I was hoping he was going to split his pants.
Oh my God! So can you?
He came close.
On your side of that, because for those that don't know, Nick, then you performed here in Maryland. And this was, I'd like to say, a couple months ago. And
about that.
I saw on the story was what looked like, I'm like, I recognize kind of that form, but why is his legs so damn high? Nick Moore was snapping footballs off your set. Whose idea was to do this?
That was mine. I'm always looking for fun things to do with the crowd, that's different. And when I met Nick at a Jonathan Ogden benefit that he has every year. And I got up there and they had like a little setup, and we did an acoustic thing, not with Nick, but Nick was there. And Jonathan Ogden got up. He was playing the tambourine with me, just smiling. You know how John is. He's just, And Nick and I just hit it off, man, and became really good friends. And I was like, how can I incorporate him? And I'm like, why don't I get some footballs and have him snap some footballs into the yard? They loved it, man. It was so funny. So we're gonna do some more of that. He's a little busy this time of year, but as soon as football season's over, I've got some more stages for him to take, and we snap some footballs off.
Yeah, perfect. We got to get there for the next one. I'm not snapping footballs off the stage though, but I'll be glad to instigate some things there. Nick's form though, by the way, wasn't great. We talked about that with him. It was, I don't know, it was too high in the stance. He would have gotten
I think he was trying not to get sued by anybody, so he kind of just fluttered them in there, beaming them off people's heads.
You can't hum them, and honestly, if he went full squat, his pants might have ripped. Yeah, it might have gone full split. But hey, you know what? He lived to tell the tale, and that was an awesome moment. So obviously, you're chilling out today, and I saw a couple of the comments here. I think Rick even was saying, I had it right here. Rick was saying, Jimmy, I love that song you made about Maryland. And honestly, this has been something in general for you. You've had back to Baltimore, right? It's a Maryland thing. Kind of, how do you describe kind of your designs going into music? Because you make it personal, which I love. And I think that's always what I love with good artists is they try to pour their heart into something that is really important to them.
Sure. Well, all my songs, I think I have 24, 25 releases now. All my songs are a piece of me, and there's different parts of it. But, there's no place like home. I always love coming home. And I've made a lot of trips from Nashville to Maryland. I can tell you what, that drive, I fly most of the time now, but that drive is not a fun drive. It can go all the way to Ocean City, could take you easy 13 hours or so. So, but on my way back one day, I was like, just thinking about all the stuff that's so unique to Maryland and that we're crazy about, our crab cakes and literally no other restaurant other than a Maryland-based restaurant or around that area knows how to make a real crab cake. It's just, they can put it on the menu, but it just never turns out right, and of course all the things that are unique to our to Maryland, I put in a song, and it's just been a lot of fun to celebrate. Everybody comes wearing their O's gear, wearing their Ravens gear, wearing their Maryland flag. I don't, other than Texas, I don't really see anybody rocking their flag on a shirt, or pajamas or anything like that. So, and then back to Baltimore, I just wanted to give something beautiful for Baltimore. And I wrote that song 11, 12 years ago when I was missing a lot of my teammates in Baltimore. And I used to live in Baltimore after Towson as well. And, it came back last year when the Ravens went to the playoffs. I played a little acoustic and I said, "Hey guys, do you want to hear me release this song?" And it blew up on the internet and everybody's like, "Yes." And now's the time when Baltimore needs something. Every time I talk about Baltimore, some people are like, "Oh, are you okay? Be safe." So I wanted to give it something beautiful, and we put all these amazing video with all these beautiful parts of Baltimore to really remind people just how beautiful our city is.
Yeah, that's still the shock factor where everyone's like, "Oh my goodness, how did you make it out of there?" It's like, what do we think Baltimore is all the time? Like every city has its bad parts.
Yeah,
and I get it.
I'll say this though, like I get it too, but the food thing has been a topic of discussion here on the show, especially with A1 Rocco DeSangro over there, and then the Patrick Queen controversy about talking about how food is better in Pittsburgh.
I've never knocked Baltimore food.
No. I'm just saying that we were talking about like how Permane Brothers and like why French fries belong on salads in Pittsburgh. It makes no sense. But I just wanted to say this, Jimmy. First of all, thanks for coming on the show.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
You're so right. Like anytime I see crab cakes on the menu outside of the Maryland region, I'm not ordering. Just not happening.
Nope.
Just not getting it whatsoever.
I like have to order them. I'm like, can I get just one, like half of one? Because I just want to prove myself because I get so curious. I'm like, really? And then I want to tell them, like, I hate to tell you, bro, this is not a Maryland style crab cake.
Especially if it says like Maryland crab
that's
cake.
when you know.
Then you're like,
Or
know
like
what?
They like to say Maryland style crab cakes. Like it's not even close, bro.
So they're not on the hook for it completely.
It's an AI crab cake.
Get them from.
AI crab cake. Hey, and crab cakes in football, Kevin.
Oh yeah,
That's what we do.
from a movie.
What's finish the line?
Oh my
That's
God.
what Maryland does best. That's what Baltimore does best. There you go.
Oh goodness. What?
Jesus, Kevin.
Jimmy,
Kev.
we try to get Kevin's
I
working
was
on his
my
movie
game.
quotes.
I was on my game. I haven't
Yeah.
seen a lot of movies.
That's a layup.
That was
It's
a
a
layup.
layup for you.
This is what happens.
Rip also uses the same 4 movies. You just got to
Yeah.
guess.
But it's Anchorman, Austin Powers, Talladega Nights.
Kevin's a little
Wedding
tipsy
Crashers.
off this Deep Eddy
Oh,
lemonade
yeah.
vodka.
Yeah,
over there.
yeah.
So he gets one
Yeah,
sip
we're
and then he
having,
turns into a different
Jimmy, we're
human
having
being.
our little, we didn't have any, we were going to do like a shot ski. And we
have
didn't
a shot.
we have a shot ski, but don't have the shot glasses. But instead we got plastic martini cups and are just sipping, very, classy because we're all about
I'll do a
classy.
shot with you guys.
Oh my goodness. There we go.
I am in my own bar.
Yeah.
you
I
go.
mean, the setup
That's
back
sick.
there.
Yeah,
Oh,
love that.
I mean, what's the go-to? I mean, you just recently partner with Fordham Lee Distillery Bourbon.
There you
Is
go.
that-
Yeah.
It's a
Right
Maryland
there.
thing right there. Distilled right in Middletown, Maryland, and we have started a partnership. We just had our launch party. It is good stuff, man. They've got all these liqueurs. This one's right here is blueberry swirl. They got snickerdoodle, chocolate love.
Oh,
And
wow.
I'll give you guys what nobody knows yet. This spring we're coming out. This is a Maryland thing with Orange Crush Moonshine. Tell me that's not going to
Oh, whoa.
never been done before.
Game changer.
Yes.
Yeah,
So,
Jimmy, you
that's
tempt me
a-
with a good time.
Damn.
Or you can just throw it on ice, man. So
That's phenomenal. That's phenomenal. Hey, well, Jimmy, you ready? Cheers, man.
Go.
And cheers, everyone. Go Ravens, right, Rock? Go Ravens, baby.
go, baby.
Yeah.
Hey,
There you go.
Cheers.
31-20.
Let's go.
Oh, yeah.
Man.
Good stuff. I love it. Hey, so, Jimmy, what else? I know you got a couple things going on here coming up. We'll let you relax and get ready for the playoffs in a few more minutes. You got an event going up with the Brigance Brigade, right? Next month?
Yeah. Yeah, are you familiar with that? I mean, it's a big Ravens thing. Of course, O.J. Brigance was a former linebacker, sadly. He got ALS and has been living it with it for years, but he's been turning his platform into doing great things into his foundation, the Brigance Brigade. And I just got invited to perform at their gala coming up here on February 21st. So I'll be back to Baltimore for that. And what a great event. This foundation, they find need within the community for the ALS patients and say they need a piece of equipment. It's not thrown into a big pool of money that's doing research. It's very specific to someone who needs something that they don't have, either, something that they can type with their eyes, excuse me, or, just a wheelchair or something that they need. So some kind of treatment. I lost my first drummer when I moved to Nashville. We used to play we were paying our dues downtown, playing 10 shows a week. We play 4 hours and we go play for another show right down 2 doors down for another 4 hours. It's grueling. And you can imagine as a drummer, and all of a sudden his kick just started going off. And he's like, man, I don't know what's going on. I got to take some time off. I'm like, whatever you need, man. He went down to Florida. Didn't hear from him for months until all of a sudden one day found out he had ALS, and within a year he had passed. So it's near and dear to my heart. So I'm going to be there. If anybody wants to join us, there's going to be a lot of amazing people there. It's going to be quite the event. Lots of entertainment. 221, brigancebrigade.org. Go check it out. Get yourself some tickets. Hopefully you can make it, Ryan.
Yeah, I would
the
love
rest of you guys, all you guys.
I would love to check it. And I just put it in the chat right there. You can go to brigancebrigade.org right there. Tickets are on sale February 21st. And talk about like with Baltimore and the connection and the legends, O.J. Brigance. And if people remember that first tackle in the Super Bowl, that was O.J. Brigance back in Super Bowl 35 for Baltimore. And I still remember him in a documentary talking about trying to set a tone, and so that always stuck out to me, and his passion for just still making a difference for others, not just in the Maryland community, but like you talked about, Jimmy, around the world. So it's really cool. And I'm excited that you're a part of that. And I wanted to make sure that everyone knew about that. So again, check out www.brigancebrigade.org. Event is on February 21st, and Jimmy's going to be performing. So why not get there? And then maybe Jimmy will take a shot with you. That will help clear up the chest congestion.
Yeah, I know. That's what we're going to do today. So over a week I've had this thing. I think everybody's sick right now.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody I talk to.
Everybody is.
It's like that time of year. Right around New Year's, everybody gets sick, I feel like.
It really does. I mean, or it's just after it, you're like, why am I so tired? I'm like, well, the holidays just kicked my ass. That's usually what it feels like. And I feel like I didn't do anything. Right. I digress. You mentioned the score, Jimmy, 31-20. So you feel like the boys are going to put up some points here.
They have to, man. We cannot lose this game. I would have rather had the Chargers. I think I actually went to SoFi. What a stadium that is. You guys been to SoFi yet?
I haven't yet. My sister said it is beautiful.
I've seen it from the outside, but
I felt like I was in a spaceship. It was like a spaceship.
Yeah.
Even like up top, you've got a big, huge TV. Like everybody's got their own jumbotron. Like it's crazy. But I would have rather seen the Chargers. But hey, we got the Steelers and we got to beat them, man. And we cannot lose to them. They're going to come out as Tomlin's going to come at us with something new. I know. I mean, those guys. Would they lose 4 straight now? So they're. It worries me a little bit, but I think if we just handle business the way we're supposed to, we run the football like we're supposed to, get Henry going and control the game, let Wilson make the mistakes that, he makes every game and put the pressure on him, and he will throw those interceptions. He'll put the ball on the ground, and take advantage of those turnovers and Tucker for the win. Let's go.
Hey,
you know what? Best
if we have to. Hopefully it's by 10
if we have to.
Yeah, Nick Moore for the wins.
Nick Moore for the win. We're still waiting for 46.
Keep those hands warm. Hand warmers.
Yeah.
Hand warmers.
I mean, Rocco over there has been kind of like he's been grimacing at every comment that you've made about this because obviously Rocco is.
I get it. The 4 losses, the Russell Wilson making mistakes. It's like I'm doing dry January right now, Jimmy. But like after this game, I might be drinking again. So
that's understandable. You're allowed one Molly, man. One Molly.
Jimmy, he also told me he was in cutting season, and then he's like, "Hey, can we get some of those great churros from the Iron Rooster and the Rooster?"
He also started dry January on January 5th.
Right.
Makes sense.
Exposed.
Exposed. That's what we like
it's
to do.
It's going to go
here.
to February 5th, though.
It's a damp January.
Yeah.
Damn.
There you go. Damn it. I like that. I like
Damp
that.
works. Hey, Jimmy, anything else before we let you go that's on your mind? And obviously, one, we got to have you back on with Nick.
Yeah.
And two, when you're up here, I gotta know when you're coming up earlier so I
thought you were going to show that picture I sent you, man, with him.
Oh, I got I have it in the file of what are you talking about with Nick in the set, like that photo you're talking about?
Yeah, on stage, just bent right all over and just
Do
wait.
we
Those pants were holding on for dear life.
He put it on his IG when it happened.
Is face? I have the photo. I got to try to get it sent over. If you can upload it, Zach, I'll put it in the Discord real quickly. You know, he was definitely face down, and the ass was up there for.
Oh my god! Unbelievable.
What was wrong with that? That was just that's a reality of it.
I mean, you're not wrong.
I'm not
the
wrong.
lyrics. I refuse to do that.
You got the punter's view. That is the punter's view. The field goal kicker's view.
You know what? And he's even lower. You know, he was doing.
Listen, Nick Moore might have a donk. That's all I'm saying.
Oh goodness! And so what I said was, he works out.
Yeah,
he works out, and you know what? He might be the largest long snapper in the NFL.
He is a big boy.
So I just put that in Discord. If you can try to pull it up real quick, Zach. But anything else while we get that picture pulled up, Jimmy, that we should know about with you coming up? Besides, we got to get you in the studio, man.
Yeah, you got to hang out here.
And Nick, that'll be to get Nick down here. That will be it. Good.
Yeah, no, we will. No, it's going to be a great season. We had an unbelievable year. Oh, there it is. That's my wife.
Red 7. How are you able to perform right there? How are you staying calm? You're still in rhythm.
Yeah, he's locked in.
I was getting down. I was like, fish on. He comes up for my song, Fish On. So every time I yell fish on, he snaps a football out into the audience. So it's great.
That's hilarious.
It's great.
Man.
Yeah. Man, no. Well, you guys know how much I love Baltimore and Maryland. I'll come back. We've got lots of stuff. Everything's cooking right now. I'm doing a lot of booking. A lot of big shows are coming up, and I'll be announcing those soon. So just get on my socials. Facebook, Instagram. I do a TikTok thing. I don't, if that's going to last, I don't know, but we'd love for everybody to jump on board if you're not already, and look for those announcements. So you need to get you to a show, Ryan, too.
Yeah, please. I mean, usually I feel bad when you've messaged me. It's unfortunately for us, it's been closer to the end. I'm like, well, damn. I think the last one, you're like, hey, by the way, if you're available, I'm not. I need a little bit of time. If you can give me a few days, and I can get out there. And also, I want to schedule. We're building it down here, and Nick wants to come down here and do some things. I think there's a lot of good synergy here. And we'll take you out to dinner too. Well,
let's do it.
Not you, not Nick. We'll take you out to dinner.
Yeah.
So
I'm ready, guys. Appreciate you for having me on. Thanks so much.
Perfect. Hey, and go Ravens,
Thanks,
Jimmy.
Jimmy.
Appreciate
Hey,
you.
Ravens.
Jimmy
Thanks,
Charles,
Jimmy.
everybody.
Hey.
Amazing. So Jimmy Charles, hey, go follow Jimmy on the socials, man. And look, what I love about with Jimmy, he's a Maryland guy.
Hey, we don't get too many people that asks to come on, and it was just cool that Jimmy asked to come on.
Yeah. Well, and the thing too,
we get people ask to come on. They want to hang with us. We're cool.
I'm just saying that initiate the conversation. We're usually the ones reaching out. That's all I'm saying.
it was great.
It just feels good. That's all I'm saying.
And for a guy also too, you hear about his passion about community. He wants to give back, and he cares about the communities around here. And we're Maryland based. So if you're new to the channel, hit that like and subscribe button. We care a lot about the Maryland region, Baltimore, but we love also talking all types of things here. Football, baseball, whatever you got. Oh, we can do that too.
We have to stand up for a lot of things.
Yeah, we do have to stand up for a lot of things. Do we start with which one do we start with standing up for?
Well, we got Joe.
And it's a long drop from me standing up.
Just
I'm not clapping for that guy.
And then we had Don donating.
Don will clap
$5.
for it. I get it, Don. I'll still clap for you, buddy.
Hey, Don, we've missed you in the chats, man. We know you've been busy, and it's Rocco's fault anyway.
Yeah.
So
And his beautiful
sorry,
wife,
Don.
Victoria, coming in from the top rope.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Beautiful. Thank you, Victoria. Thank
That
you,
was
guys. Our community is fantastic here, and if you guys want to be a part of the community, hit that like and subscribe button, or click that join button and be a Rips good kid, or join the Holy Shirts and Pants. And guys, we got a lot more planned in the future here, especially some interviews. We already did one of those interviews. We haven't released it yet, but our Holy Shirts and Pants group is going to see that first. And then we're actually going to kind of work on doing some more impromptu streams. The other weekend, I'm like, you know what? Charlie Morton news. And then Zach Lowther joined in from the Dominican Republic, former Baltimore Oriole. And we ended up streaming with our holy shirts and pants for 2.5 hours.
Like
and I'm
3 hours,
what in the hell happened? I also figured out that Presidente, the beer, they have a light version, Presidente Light.
Oh,
yeah.
They do. I didn't know that until Zach showed me.
I didn't know that either.
Baltimore sports teams love making moves at ungodly
Yeah,
hours.
can we talk about that?
Not just the Orioles. The Ravens do it too.
We gotta stop baseball news. Like somebody's gotta be like, hey, 9 p.m. we're done, guys. Like announce it in the morning. Baseball loves a good 1 a.m. Hey,
The
this
Orioles
signing
in
is
particular love that.
Yeah.
Well, there's only been like one other team that announced like a 4 a.m.
Well, Corbin Burns was the other one. That was a 1:30 a.m. because that's when Kevin was like, hey, are we doing a react? I texted him. I was like, no. And then he goes, okay, if you could just send me over a thumbnail.
Yeah,
I'll get on. And I was like,
doing it
God
regardless.
damn it, Kevin.
Well,
okay,
we're
going. We're going.
The Ravens announced or there was a report that they signed Kevin Zeitler at literally 5:30 in the morning. And I remember because I was taking my mom to the airport and
he hadn't gone to bed.
Not the point, but I remember it because it was this wild time. Then they announced Mike McDonald. I recorded with Hugh for Locked On Ravens, and then at like 11:30 at night, they're like, "Oh, by the way, Mike McDonald's new defensive coordinator." And my whole show with Q was, "What if the Ravens hire?" I can't even remember who it was, but it wasn't McDonald. And I was like, "Well, got to do that all over again."
That's not the point of the story.
Yeah, not the point. Not the point.
Kevin, I love you.
Yeah, thank you. Love you too, buddy.
Oh, he's good. He just was trying to eat some cement. And
good.
Yeah.
We don't need Ollie to have an accidente pup again in the studio.
Oh, that was brutal.
And Steve, to answer your question, if they win, I will send him the opportunity. So we will see.
Yeah,
Probably.
it would be electric if they win.
You know,
It would be electric.
Rocco's only allowed on if the Steelers lose.
yeah, we did tell Rocco if the Steelers lose, we'll have him on.
Oh, good kids, man. I don't care what they say about them.
Nick really embracing the show this year has been one of the highlights of the season.
Yeah.
Well, and you know what? The beauty of all this is it's good to get an insight into just how people are. Nick's such a great personality, but also you guys can see, like, you know, he's one of the guys. And a lot of that is the case. And I think in athletes, some are afraid to show that side of them for getting more attention. But Nick's Nick. Right. Like he just wants to, hey, I'll tell it how it is. This is what we're doing. And he doesn't shy away from it. And obviously he is very unfiltered to a fault here. And maybe he sometimes needs to work on certain sayings, but we all mess up. I mean, look, you made a montage of the things I messed up saying, Brad, over the time here, but
and Nick,
which is great. We'll add him to the show intro here. But you know what? Hopefully then the Ravens are going to be getting a victory tonight and Nick can join, or that the Ravens are just going to be moving on here. But regardless, you need to make sure you stop by M&T Bank because right now they are offering limited edition playoff flags right there. It's backwards. All for the flock there, baby. And look, go to any M&T branch in the area, in the local area here in Baltimore. You can there's even got the Zay All for the Flock hats. But go and get your flags, go and get your merch, and raise it proudly for the flock here. And if the Ravens get the victory, we got a lot of fun things that are going to be planned outside of the Ryan Ripken Show on Tuesday. So keep that in mind. We appreciate M&T Bank. All right, guys, I think we've been going on for a while, and this has been great energy. I love that Jimmy just ripped a shot with us, too, by the way. It's about – we could talk X's and O's all day, but I also want to take time to celebrate. You know, the playoffs are fun. It doesn't happen all the time. And we also want to hear what you guys are thinking. So, Brad, I think we should open up the call-in lines.
Call in
our call-in lines and explain how this is going to work for the call-ins.
Yeah, so if you would like to call into the show, the only way that you can do that is if you're a channel member of the Ryan Ripken Show. So hit the subscribe if you're not already, but also next to that subscribe button is the join button. Not only do you get the opportunity to come on the show, talk with us, chat with us, maybe do a shot with us. Fellas.
Yeah, I mean, we're open. We got the martinis,
and
martini glasses.
You also get all kinds of other perks, and it helps support the channel. I mean, we reinvest into this studio, which is absolutely incredible, and it all is in part by first our sponsors, but then also you as well. We take all that money, pull it back into the studio, and we have upgraded some ridiculous equipment thanks to you guys. So hit that join button next to subscribe. Would love to have you guys as a part of the show.
Yeah, so we're opening up here, and as we get ready to then make our move and drive over to our call-ins, might as well take a ride in our Adams Jeep of Maryland here, because again, talking about sponsors, Adams Jeep of Maryland has been our group from the beginning. And Kevin, that's actually, it's like almost like you're waving a wand. Lingard, is it? What's the?
I should do like the
Lingard Jim Laviosa.
This
is that what it is?
This is Disney Channel. You could do that.
Lumos.
Get the ears.
Yeah,
you do that. That's what I should be doing.
Expecto Patronum.
Yeah.
Rocco, what would yours be?
What would my wand be?
I thought it could.
No, you're.
Yeah.
Oh wow, you just want to kill him. I knew.
I didn't say that.
Thanks, Kevin.
Yeah, you did.
No, I didn't. The word that didn't come out.
Hey, over under 7 seconds for me to get this Adams Jeep thing up.
Over.
One Mississippi, two Mississippi,
Under,
three Mississippi.
under.
5,
I'm gonna
6,
go over.
7, 8, 9.
Damn it!
Hope you
But
took the
Adams
alternate.
Jeep, yeah, hope you would have won some there. But hey, Adams Jeep of Maryland, 5 minutes from the Ironbird Stadium up in Aberdeen. And look, they've been one of our OGs, actually the OG sponsor from us from the beginning. And if you are in the market for a new or used car, go check out Adams Jeep of Maryland. And if you go up and tell Chuck or Matt, hey, we love the Ryan Ripken show, and this definitely hits home today, and you say that Rocco sucks, with a purchase of a vehicle, you'll get up to $1,000 in gas money. It's that simple right there. But honestly, too, go to the website, adamsjeepofmaryland.com, to then check out the options that they have available and look at your price range, whatever you're comfortable. But go and tell Chuck and Matt we say hello. And, of course, love ripping on Rocco as much as we do. So, guys, I heard one beep.
Yeah, I just got to say, personally, I've had enough of it. Every time I finish talking, Rocco is moving the mic over towards him like it's his effing mic. It's fucking pissing me off. Every time I finish talking, the camera goes off and Rocco goes, every time, every single time.
It's been fun to watch.
Maybe Rocco shouldn't have been the one. Hey, you know what, Rocco? For you to be a little bit more likable today, why don't you go get the Buffalo hat on?
Oh,
What's that?
Get the Buffalo hat on.
Yeah,
Make yourself a little bit more like.
Yeah.
No, but take off the Steelers hat. Take it off.
Okay. All right.
Boo! Boo this man.
Show my receding hairline too.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Right.
Look at this guy.
Wait, he just said show his receding hairline too. You don't need to make a comment about it. He just mentioned.
Yeah, you gotta turn it up. Nope, you gotta turn it.
No,
Jesus Christ, Rocco.
Okay. All right, let's bring on our first guest here, Brad. Who we got behind there?
Oh, you know who we got.
The more you know.
We got our number one fan.
The more you know with Joe. There he is, Joe.
Hello, gentlemen.
Hello, Joe. How are you?
I'm good. How are you guys doing?
Oh, we're doing great, man. It's a fun day.
As good as I can be being next to this kid.
Yeah.
If Rocco wanted a microphone so bad, he shouldn't have left TV. I mean,
Damn! Oh my God!
you be part of the party, man. You should have stayed on TV. People were
Holy shit! That was.
I like doing this a lot more, Joe. And talking shit to you and being unfiltered and being able to curse at you. It's beautiful.
It is. You didn't like my present yesterday, though.
Well, I thought you peed in the snow, and I wasn't going to respond to that. I was like, "What the hell is this guy doing?"
That was the idea. That was the idea behind it, sir. It was a joke. That was the idea, to make it look like I pissed in the snow. Yes.
I thought you actually did. Honestly, I wasn't
gonna hold it by him.
I was gonna say I'm not putting it past Joe to do something like that.
I was like, "What in the Arkansas hillbilly Cletus is this?"
If I did, it would not look as nice and neat as that. Trust me. I'm not that.
It looked like, if it did, it looked like you were taking a leak in like Morse or something. So,
but it was fun. It was entertaining. I just wish I would have gotten you to engage with it.
Yeah.
Next time.
Hey, Joe, talk to us. What's on your mind then on this playoff wild card weekend here? No longer super wild card weekend, by the way. You see how they just took that out
from us.
Took it away.
What is going on in society?
But then it can't be so super wild card weekend. But
the
then
whole point is
then divisional.
because it's super now, because they added the one extra. He's going to take the effing mic.
Yeah.
It's because they added the extra game when they got rid of the extra bye week.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was no longer wild card weekend. It was in the super wild
But then
card
should it
weekend.
be like super?
I guess is this just a
super
standard
championship
now?
weekend? You know, like that's
But it's
the
not
point.
too. It's just
This is what Roger Goodell did to the fans.
Okay.
You know what? What if I want this
Give
one?
me it.
Yeah. Yes.
Give me. This is my mic
Just
now.
Give
This is my
Kevin the
mic
mic,
now.
but don't get too close to it, Kevin. All right.
Pause.
Hey,
That's a giant pause.
Hey,
right
hey, Joe. Okay. Talk. What's on your mind, Joe? What's on your mind?
So I got Ravens winning today. We got 27-17 kind of game. 28-27, somewhere in there. We're gonna win the game and cover the spread.
Okay.
Ooh. All right.
I'm a little nervous.
Hey.
Nobody's saying the B
I went
word.
in with my
You
guy
know
there, Gary Wilson.
say the B word. Nobody say the B word. And I'm not joking around today. This is some serious shit. Okay.
No B,
Nobody say that damn B word on this show.
Man.
no B word.
Joe
Rocco's a bitch.
27 points.
Oh God.
What was it?
She
what was
said
the score prediction?
27-17, which would hit the over if that, hypothetically.
Yes.
Joe, can you count to 27?
Oh my God.
Okay.
Wow.
Barely.
Joe, continue to say what you want to say. I'm sorry. Continue to say what you want to say.
The only B word we use on this show is bitch for Rocco.
Yes. Yes. Oh, with that, Joe,
my
thanks so much for
God.
calling in.
I got one
Joe,
more.
what do you got? What's
I got one more.
the party word?
The one of the best known foods in Arkansas is chocolate gravy.
Oh,
Okay,
so
I'm gonna
is
have to
that-
tell
is
you
that-
time.
Is that like
Wait,
a
whoa.
Thanksgiving
Isn't that
thing?
just like chocolate syrup?
No, it's chocolate gravy. I put a picture in the Discord in the banter section to show you kind of what it looked like. I don't know what it's made of, but it tastes delicious. I've had it a few times.
So that's like you replace regular gravy with that on Thanksgiving?
No, it's just something that
Hold on,
it-
I got you.
for here.
No, Joe, that looks like shit on a biscuit.
I don't know what that is.
That looks like someone took a shit on a biscuit.
Chocolate gravy.
Hey, you might wanna-
That's chocolate gravy, all right.
Yeah, it's also called Hershey Squirts.
God. Oh my
So
God.
that's you know what I don't know. I'd be willing to try it.
It tastes really good. I've only had it a few times. Your ass, Brooks. No.
Oh goodness gracious!
All right. Well, thanks for calling in,
Oh,
Joe.
goodness.
Go
Hey,
Ravens.
go Ravens,
Go
Joe. Hey, cheers to you.
Ravens.
Hey, cheers to you, my friend.
Yes.
Cheers.
Cheers, Joe.
We love you, Joe.
Shot earlier. I took the shot earlier while Rocco was talking because I couldn't deal with it very much longer. So
Cheers.
All
Hey,
right.
hey, have a day, have a night, Joe. We'll talk to you later. All right.
Thanks, Joe.
Man.
Bye, Joe.
Peace out, Joe.
All right. Who we got next?
We got none other than Rick.
Rick. How we doing?
Hey, what's going on, brother?
Hey, happy Saturday, man. Happy wild card weekend.
Hey, you
How-
got the show
Oh
in
yeah,
the
look,
background.
this is showception right here.
Yeah, look at that. Oh, hey, hold on. Let me be producer. There you go.
Look at you. Looking good.
Hey, but talk to me, Rick. What's on your mind as we are now almost 4 hours from kickoff?
I'm not much, just getting psyched for this game. I got three keys. Stop TJ Watt, stop TJ Watt, stop TJ Watt.
I think I like
Plans for TJ Watt.
I like plans number 1, 2, and 3 there. I really do.
Yeah, that and run the ball. We got to run the rock so Lamar can do his thing.
Hell yeah.
I mean, I agree with you. I'm earlier in the show, you might have heard me say it was important regardless. I don't care what's happening. Derrick Henry to get 20 touches this game.
You will say hi, huh?
I'd prefer 20 rushes, but if he gets 20 touches, that's the minimum. It's the minimum for me.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I'm ready, man. I'm hoping we can get Pittsburgh. I think they're gonna be the first biggest test, and then getting by Kansas City is gonna be the real key. But got to take care of business today.
Hey, that's if Kansas City wins.
Hey, we got to go one at
That's
a time. Here.
assuming
True story.
Well, it would have to be Ravens right now. Their path would either be, if they win, it's Steelers this week, Going to be Houston or LA next week.
Holy shit.
And then going to be, I know, heel cinnamon. Let's stay on track here, cat herder. And then they would either face the Bills, right? So that's who the Ravens could face next week. So we'll see what happens. Should be fun.
Yeah.
A little nervous though. Do you any nerves at all about this game though, Rick? Rivalry game.
Oh yeah, of course. I mean, it's Pittsburgh, Baltimore. I mean, don't get any more rivalry game than this. Some would say this is probably our biggest obstacle. We got to take care of Pittsburgh. You know, it's going to be a smash mouth game. So come out of here healthy, and I'll feel really good with a victory.
Yeah, and also speaking of health, no Zay. So right, so they're already a little bit depleted on the offensive weapon side, and we saw Rashad Bateman step up. He's had a great year overall. Mark Andrews. Is this going to be the game we have Mark Andrews and Isaiah likely coexist in a game? Like both of them have big games.
I think it has. I think it has to be, honestly.
That's exactly where I was going to go. I think we need to make this a very heavy tight end game. Maybe even put Charlie Kohler in there.
Yeah.
Fullback, 2 tight ends.
Somebody
work the tight ends.
Could be a dead ball.
Mm-hmm. I'm excited. And then also Ravens, we're dealing with the Steelers and the Ravens take care of the Steelers, and then we're going to take care of Rocco DeSangro.
There you go. Somebody's got to do it.
It's tough in here, but we have too much good energy, Joe. And you know what? We love the communities here, so it's okay. We don't have to love Rocco, but we can at least tolerate.
Yeah, he's a good kid. At least he picked a good jersey. If you're going to be in Pittsburgh jersey, that's the man. Mrs. Darwin wants to meet you.
We can be cordial.
You know how your parents will tell you that they love you, but they don't like you?
Mrs. Arnold wants to meet you. This is the
That's how
wife.
it's going on.
What's going on? How are you doing?
Hi, guys.
Hey.
Nice to finally meet. I've heard. I forget, Rick. You were telling me the other day with the snow. With what was the story with when the snowstorm came around? You sent me a message on X.
Yeah, we got snowed in together 29 years ago in the blizzard of '96, which was the anniversary of the snowstorm the other day. So, been together ever since. You've been putting up with me ever since.
God bless.
Guys.
God bless you for that. But really nice to meet
got
you.
snowed in, you know.
Yeah.
Over after that.
Never left. You see me coming up the driveway with my fan. She didn't know I was never leaving.
Oh,
that's awesome.
You love, man. You love. Hey, Rick, any final words before we let you go?
Nah, just go Ravens, and good show. Always good time talking to you boys about ball.
Hey, always. We love talking shop with you, Rick, and hopefully we got a lot of good things to talk about here after this Ravens-Steelers game, and hopefully they're moving on and continuing a postseason run. So appreciate you, Rick.
Thanks, Rick.
Appreciate you, Rick. Go Ravens.
What a guy.
I love meeting Mrs. Arnold for the first time.
That was awesome.
Fantastic.
That was great.
Love is love. But I saw
Great
that.
family.
And then also we got a new channel member.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Appreciate you.
Welcome in.
Kevin, I know it's hard for you to stand up, but we got a couple things real quick before we bring on our next
I
guest.
think I need to stand up on a stool for what's coming.
Boom!
Yep.
Victoria.
That
Oh, my
is
goodness.
crazy.
Don't let me die.
You guys are tremendous.
Jesus.
That's great, though. But honestly, Victoria, in our community, this is fantastic, and this is why we do this. And I'll be, we'll get a little sentimental here in this case. Playoffs start. We had a full crowd today, and I'm walking in here, and I'm smiling. I'm happy, right? One, it's a big game, and everyone's excited. But the other part of it is we're looking at what we've continued to build here over the last year plus. And it's been great. And it's been because of people like Victoria and with Rick and Joe and Don and our whole community, Laura. I mean, there's so many different people. Brooks, it depends on what Brooks says at times, but it's usually maybe he'll come on for a shotgun, you know?
Hey,
That's it. See, like it's our community that we have here. It's people that make this go. So if you're new to the channel, it's more than just us creating something for entertainment. We really do care about the community, and you guys reciprocated, and I can't thank you guys enough. So thank you very much.
Zach, how does it feel to be the shortest one here?
It feels pretty cool up here.
Kevin, I don't even know, even right there.
I'm
if you're
afraid to get down, number one. But like one of the ways I thought of was like doing like a trust fall into Kevin. Do you think
Kevin's added a foot to his height,
I'm
and
still shorter than Zach.
Still short.
He's trying. Rocco's taking the high ground. Short Kings.
God damn. I don't think anybody realizes how short Kevin actually is.
Oh my goodness! Remember when we were measuring him against the Adams Jeep sign?
Yeah.
He couldn't get over it.
Yeah. Well, that was the first time Rocco and I met. We did a height competition on the Adams Jeep sign.
Goodness gracious.
Yeah, I remember when we kind of followed each other on X for the first time. I was like, "Who's this nerd talking about the Ravens?"
I remember.
But now
I remember when I messaged you on Twitter to come on Locked On
That's like the
Ravens, and
pot calling
now
the
you've
kettle black.
abandoned me forever.
I have not abandoned. No, listen, no, I don't think anyone wants me on Locked On Ravens anymore after this display I'm showing
You exposed
on this beautiful Saturday here in Baltimore.
But you know what? I think it's always good. Like I said, I like the banter.
Yeah.
It's fun. Not with Rocco, but like everyone else, it's fun.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun. With Steve DeSangro, it's a damn good
Oh, my
time.
God,
Damn
Steve.
Are we
good
gonna get
time.
more high fives?
We need more.
Oh,
Steve.
we need more high fives when Mark Andrews scores.
We need more. Yes.
We'll have a bet here. So I think we got about, I'd say like 15 minutes, I think, left, maybe roughly. We got to get to our guests here. So
Yep.
Next one, let's just keep it rolling. Is it K-Mac?
It is K-Mac.
K-Mac,
Boys, how are we?
are you en route to the bank?
I may or may not be in the car, so if you see me on the phone when I'm driving, no, you didn't. But I am continuing the roast of Rocco here because that's the spirit of the show. Rocco, I was going to
Is the spirit.
stand up next to the other guys because it's one of the few times that you'll ever look like you're taller than somebody.
Let's
Beautiful.
go. Let's
That's
go.
fair. I respect it.
So K-Mac, I hear the dedication, and again, be safe on the roads here. This is like a regular call-in. It's like you're on the radio here, and you're calling in.
Yeah.
Hey, tell us what's on your mind. Rocco sucks. But in all seriousness, talk to me. What are you feeling about today?
I love the fact that we're getting the chance to have a home playoff game in Baltimore because I know toward the end of the season it looked like there was the possibility that might not happen. Rattle off the wins at the end of the year that they did to get to this point. They're carrying a lot into this game, and I think you talk about the nerves approaching a game with the Steelers, and I get it. That's understandable. I think when you talk about the panic that has been seen from the Ravens in playoff games in the past, I don't think that you're going to see that with this game because there's an opponent that if they're not going to overlook somebody, the Steelers are the team they're not going to overlook. They hate these guys with a passion, and they want to send them home. So I think it's going to happen today. Ended up picking up a ticket to this game because they were relatively inexpensive because I think nobody really wants to sit out in 25-degree weather and watch football if you're really not dedicated to being there. But I was at work yesterday morning, and I saw where the ticket prices were at. And Rip, the last time I was on the show was actually the day that I let you guys know that I had just gotten engaged.
Yeah, baby.
My now fiance, I text her and I'm like, hey, we don't have plans. Like, is there a possibility that I can get there? We've been doing obviously a lot of wedding planning, a lot of time, a lot of money into that. And I didn't want to go and have it be like, well, I'm throwing money away to go see this football game. And she texts me back. She goes, how many times does this happen? I said, this is the 10th ever playoff game at M&T Bank Stadium. She texts me back. She doesn't say, I want you to go. She doesn't say you should go. She says, you better go to that game. And
Let's go.
You found the right one.
I'll tell you, when there's those moments that reaffirm the decisions that you make, I'm so glad I'm wifing that woman up.
Damn
Hell
right.
yeah.
Damn right, K-Mac. When you say that out loud, it's the 10th home game then. I didn't even realize that, saying it out loud.
Yeah.
I think that's why I've been excited about this. We've been spoiled as Ravens fans, or even just any team that you're a fan of. If your team has had a good run, you've been spoiled by, like, you expect them to be in the playoffs every year. But this isn't the norm. And so enjoy this time while we can. And if you're able to go to the game, and for the first time that the Steelers are playing Baltimore in the postseason, you get your ass to the game. And K-Mac, that's what you're doing. What's your prediction for tonight?
It's funny, when we did our write-up, I had the same score that Joe did. But I think that's about the second or third time that Joe and I have ended up with exactly the same score. I've got Baltimore 27, Pittsburgh 17. I think there's a couple things that are going to end up happening. You've seen the resurgence of the Ravens defense since week 10. I think that's going to be one of the difference makers here is that Pittsburgh's O-line has really struggled, especially down the stretch. I think you're going to see Dafe Owe eat Broderick Jones's face all day long because he's gotten up to 10 sacks and he's still motivated. You saw the play from Michael Pierce, CB1 on that roster last week. I think you're going to see him make another one. He's going to be riding high off that play. That is one handsome sumbitch. That's 350 pounds of coverage right there. You're going to see him make it. Right here.
Beautiful. We got our new ball hawk, but I'm with you. And also shout out to Odafe Owe. We had Des Walker, pass rushing specialist, who helps train him and Matabike in the offseason from the Chuck Smith lineage as well of coaching and training. And just talked about how hard Odafe's worked and double-digit sack club for Odafe this year, which has been tremendous. Guy is talented, and to see the success that he's had here could be very beneficial down the stretch here for Baltimore. And if they're able to get home, they're going to be doing well. I think it's going to be a good day for the Birds if they get home. What? Okay. We'll wait on it.
Well, say K-Mac off, and I'll bring it up.
All right, K-Mac, any final parting words here as you continue your journey to the bank tonight?
Just as you guys said, if you can make it out there, whether or not you got a ticket to get into the game, if you got a chance to be a part of that environment, bring your ass to the bank.
Love it. Appreciate it. Yeah, get to the bank there. And then you know what? You talked about those you wanted one of those flags, K-Mac. If the boys continue on here, we might have opportunities to give away some flags. Just saying. Just saying. So appreciate you, K-Mac. Travel safe. Go Ravens. And we'll talk soon, all right?
All right. Love you, boys.
I love you. Appreciate you, K-Mac.
Thanks, K-Mac.
Beautiful. Beautiful. You know what I love? And this is for Fringe Crew because it's new to me seeing it. But I love that he's just joining in on the Rocco.
Oh, come on.
Absolutely love it.
So
I love
cheers.
that too.
And you know what? We'll get Fringe Crew a nice little martini glass. Cheers.
Hey.
Cheers. Next guest, who we got? What we got?
Hold
Sorry.
on. So couple things.
Mm-hmm.
We do have to acknowledge that Laura also donated.
Oh, there we go.
Appreciate you, Laura.
Let's go. Thank you, Laura.
And you know, we love Brooks on this show too. He during Rick's conversation asked Rick if he had a 28-year-old because it's been 28 years since that blizzard. Just so happens Rick has a 28-year-old. just putting that out there. The math checks out.
Well,
good on you, Rick.
There we go. You know what? Love's love. Love's love.
We love the side conversations in this chat are absolutely electric.
And that's why we love this whole thing. It's great. The community's fantastic. The chat is a whole different world.
Oh my God.
And you know what? The community, we love love. We love love. So, and you know what? Who loves us, but does not, there's no love lost. But you got one more thing to say.
I'm just saying I think I know who you're trying to kick up, but it's not going to be, we're not kicking him up yet.
Oh, we're not kicking him up yet? Who are we kicking up?
We're going to kick up Kai.
Oh, Kai's been waiting. That's right. So our new channel member, Kai. Yeah. Kai, you ready? Well, if you're not, hey, Kai, you there?
Yo, what's up, guys?
Hey, how are you doing? Hey, first off, welcome to the channel.
Appreciate you, man. I didn't know you guys were doing call-ins. As soon as I saw that, I was like, I gotta hop on here. So I subbed just for that. So
let's go.
Hey, cheers to that, man.
I just want to shout out all of you guys out. I'm from Louisville, Kentucky. So glad to be here, man.
Hell yeah. So hey, so Louisville, Kentucky. What's the connection with the Baltimore Ravens?
Man, Lamar just outstanding, and we just got hit with a crazy storm out here. So, I'm just going to be enjoying the game today. Not going to be doing anything else. I got my Ravens merch on and some socks. So I'm ready to go, man.
Yeah, look at this get up here. I mean,
what's up, guys? I got the whole setup. I got the perped out PC. We got the Ravens wallpaper. Let's go, boys.
Got it. Fully decked out. Let's go.
Yes, sir.
Amazing. And Kevin, I think you have the same cutoff too, if I'm not mistaken.
I can't pull a cutoff. I can't.
You know what? You know what you're gonna have to do. You're like, if the Ravens. No, because we hope for them to win, but you should one day. I want to see if you're going to get ready and actually get in shape, Kevin. You should do a cutoff. Q and I were talking about it.
Before and after picks.
Yes.
Yeah, we gotta get you on a nice workout program. Some creatine.
Man, I'm already. You're
gonna be a machine.
Okay, but no, you know what? Natural for Kevin. We're not gonna just natural. Creatine's fine. No steroids.
Okay. Yeah.
No steroids. Can you imagine Kevin on
talking
steroids?
About injecting HGH into this little guy. Come on, Rick.
Yeah, that would not be a good time.
It might help though.
Yeah, it might help.
Absolutely.
Anyway, Kai, so talk to us. I apologize.
Oh,
talk
no worries.
about this game. What's on your mind for this game tonight, and what's your confidence meter for the Ravens moving on to the divisional round?
Honestly, I'm pretty confident. The only thing I guess we have to keep in mind is that the last game that we had against the Steelers, there was no Dante Jackson. Joey Porter got injured. So I feel like all these cats that are back are going to definitely give us a run for the money. But especially with Zay being out, we're just going to have to stay disciplined, limit the penalties, because those penalties get me, man. Whenever he's on that 40-yard run and I see that flag, oh, my God, every time. So I think that we just got to play clean football. As always, I've always believed that we are our own kryptonite. Other than that, I feel like we got it, man.
Hey, Kevin, who's the Ravens' worst enemy?
A lot of them.
The Ravens.
Jesus Christ.
I even up with that, Kevin.
I didn't know if we were talking about someone on the Steelers, because the Steelers have been Lamar's worst enemy.
I mean, it's a good
right?
point.
Take the mic, right?
What'd you say?
Took the mic.
Oh, goodness. Hey, Kai, I will say, though, to your point, yeah, they are getting some guys back. And for people to realize this, in rivalry games, it's always going to be more tense. And especially
100%.
when you're coming off a loss, there's a lot more motivation. For Pittsburgh, they got nothing to lose.
I was going to say that, actually, because they're like that dog that's like cornered. So like, I feel like whenever you're cornered, you're going to have to like attack, right? So they're not going to just come in and just like relax. So it's a pretty heavy game for both teams.
It is. And for Pittsburgh, they're trying to end their narrative. But honestly, right now, the pressure to me is going to be on with the Ravens and Lamar because of all those narratives. And for everyone that's already writing off the Steelers, they lost 4 in a row. They're not the contending team. Well, okay, you come in here, screw it. They literally are going to be playing free as they possibly can. Probably the freest that they've played in the last 5 weeks, if we're being honest. So
absolutely,
I'm hoping, Kai, I'm hoping it's all going to be good, and we're going to be talking and having a lot more happening next week. Any final words you want to say to anybody before we let you go?
I just want to say I appreciate you guys doing this. I'm not like the type of person who like gets on a lot, like as far as like I'll listen, but I'm not the one who like types in. Even like in Locked On Ravens, I watch Kevin a lot, but I'm not like ever talking or anything. So just want to say appreciate you guys doing this. And one more thing I want to say is Lamar needs to win that MVP, and Josh can enjoy that MVP chain, man.
I gotta get that fake diamond tester out there.
Yeah, exactly, bro.
And you know what, Kai? We appreciate you calling in, and this is what we love with our community. We try to do our call-ins at least once, twice a week when we can. And we're going to cover more sports outside of football, but we love for you to showcase yourself here. So, hey, we love it every time we have it open. We hope to see you on, and above all, hopefully the Ravens get a big victory tonight, and we can talk about it again on, I think, Monday's show. We'll have more time, so perfect. All right.
All right. Appreciate you guys, man. God bless.
All right, guys.
Appreciate you, guys. Thank you.
Love it. And I love the little
Awesome.
jab he threw right in there. I love Josh Allen, but for everyone saying that Lamar shouldn't be the MVP, we don't have to talk about
Josh,
that.
Josh a heck of a player. But it's
Hell of a
it's
year.
playoff day today. No MVP talk. We can't.
No
talk about that
MVP
during the
talk.
playoffs.
No MVP talk. It's about just winning the game. You play to win the game. And I think this is a good way to end our call-ins then right here, is to play to win the game. And he's ready. He is ready from over the pond. Our friend, British Raven, Nick, how we doing?
I'm all good, guys. How are you all doing?
Oh, we're doing great. We are fired up there, and we know you are literally ready to go into the game, hit someone in the mouth, or at least a certain somebody in the studio at this current moment in time.
I don't know, guys. Who keeps letting this team of Voldemort into this studio? You were talking about what's your favorite spell? Avara Kedavra for Rocco. in Minecraft, not in real life.
Oh,
not in real life. Not in real life.
No.
Thank you.
Definitely in Minecraft.
Whenever, Nick, I see you in this, I always imagine I don't know if you've seen the picture of the guy who was like diving into his TV.
Yeah.
This is what I imagine with you. Is you're just so into the game that you're willing to go in there and just hit somebody. Like, this is what I imagine.
Yeah, the good thing is for me, because I'm not the tallest person like you, Kevin. My TV's on the wall, so I would probably need a trampoline to get to it.
Oh, God. Oh, sugar. Well, hey, Nick, talk to us, man. Huge game here. And give me your thoughts for this wild card weekend. First Ravens-Steelers game at the bank in the postseason.
You know what? Home field advantage is always a big thing in this game. Always. The 12th man is the most important part of these games. And now my scoreline is continuing with 6-9. The Ravens will win. It'll be a close game.
Yep.
I need a Pat Ricard touchdown, but
anytime. Yep.
Anytime touchdown with a Ravens win, a Pat Ricard touchdown, I will feed my family. My family. I mean, everybody else can feed their own family, but this might feed my family.
Preach.
But I will say that the Ravens' game plan doesn't have to change an awful lot just because Zay Flowers isn't with us this time. You know, I said with Brooks and those guys that Tylan Wallace could fill in really well in a motion.
Yeah,
in the motion at least.
Yeah, well, I think the part here, look, I mean, we all understand what Zay Flowers brings to the table, but quite frankly here, this is a game for Baltimore. If you suffocate them on defense, you get ahead and you run the football. You have two dynamic tight ends that, again, have not coexisted in the same game, but you have Mark Andrews, Isaiah Likely. Rashad Bateman is big catch bait, or big play bait. He's making a touchdown catch or a first down. So you got playmakers there. And then obviously the Ravens defense, you're talking about a confidence level. They've been playing their best ball at the right time. So there's a lot of things that with or without Zay, this team should still be in a good position. But you got to play the game first, right, Nick? So we got a lot to kind of figure out. And I'm jacked up here, man. We wish you were in Baltimore for this one, but we'll know we'll make that happen here in the future.
I'm definitely down to get out to Baltimore for a game. I feel like that's the next logical step for me.
Yes.
I mean, I survived the first game at Wembley, which is a shock. I mean, 90% of people would not have survived that game.
No.
I was able to experience kind of a game day light in London because the Ravens made that very special. And the next step is Baltimore.
There you
It
go.
has to be.
Baltimore. Oh, okay.
I think the next step for us is we need to take a trip across the pond.
Ooh,
see Nick.
yeah,
that would be fun. If I'm invited, I almost lost my passport the other day, so it's
so that's not even
almost didn't happen.
It's not even an us problem.
Yeah,
That's
it's
a
not
you
that you're
problem.
not invited. You just literally can't leave the country.
Yeah.
Oh goodness.
Well, who knows? The Ravens could play the Browns in London, right?
You show up to the airport wearing that, they're not letting you go anywhere.
Hey, as soon as but yes, Nick, we need to get together. We need to make a trip to you. You need to make a trip here, and we need to have a great old time here. And honestly,
we're going to darts.
We are going to darts.
Darts will be happening.
Well, the Darts Premier League actually kicks off this year again.
Oh,
that's
so
amazing.
We have an invitational Premier League that goes around the entire UK. It's basically
guy Nick that comes out to the titanium bunting, bunting metal or bunting mental or something.
Stephen Bunting.
Yeah, he's incredible.
Stephen Bunting is a legend, and I actually met Stephen Bunting in a Whatnot stream once. He's a massive card guy.
Oh hell yeah!
No way.
The more we're figuring out here, the more you know with Joe. Joe, don't worry, it's still the more you know with Joe. But I like to hear these things. You know what I think about dartboards? I'm like, oh, we should put one back here. Bad idea.
That was bad.
It's behind here.
Yeah.
Oh,
It has to go behind Rocco.
Straight
Half
ahead.
the time.
Or it's just whoever's wearing the hat.
Just get Rocco like a brace or a shoulder pad or shoulder pads, and just have a dartboard just slightly above his head.
Yes,
There you go.
That's it. Hey, any final words here though, Nick, before we let you go?
All you have to do is win. And as Ray Lewis said it best, if tomorrow wasn't promised, what would you give for today?
Love it.
Chills.
Love it.
Appreciate you. Somebody go hit somebody.
Cheers.
Hey, there it is.
Hey.
Oh, hey, cheers, Nick. Cheers. Have a day, have a night. Go Vens, baby.
Go Vans.
That didn't work as well as I wanted it to. I missed, but yeah, we go.
Hey, you know what? It happened.
I love it.
It honestly, we just remember the cheers. It doesn't matter what happened after. All right. Hey, but be good,
Absolutely.
be safe, and enjoy yourself. And we'll be talking to you soon. All right, Nick?
Absolutely. And make sure you throw Rocco down the stairs just for all of us in the side chat.
Or right into the harbor. Or either or. Appreciate you, Nick.
Oh,
He is one mic grab away from this getting physical.
Yeah.
It is.
Well, not speaking of that, we do have some breaking news.
Okay.
Speaking of super wild card weekend, apparently the NFL will take another look at potentially changing the playoff format,
God.
which could include possible changes of the wild card
Preseason.
round home games going to the team with the highest winning percentage rather than division winners. There's a lot of controversy. There's actually a lot of controversy.
Yeah, it's like what the
on that.
NBA did. It's what the NBA did.
Which, again, if you talk about like the NFC North, for example,
oh yeah,
those three teams, or I guess Minnesota and Detroit. Like,
Or-
should
or
Minnesota?
like- I just think there should
really
still
be
be
the
there
5
should be a
seed?
reward for winning your division. That's what
Well,
I say.
I
like,
agree,
is
but
Baltimore-
Houston does Houston really deserve to be hosting?
Well, that's what I was.
No,
yeah,
but
is
it's
Los
you win
Angeles-
it. You won the division. That's my only thing. What's the point of winning the division if it's not?
That's a very valid point.
I don't understand. Like,
I
if
think
it
it
ain't
takes
broke, don't
away-
fix it. I don't think this is something that needs to be fixed.
Well,
Like,
I just
They
think-
just want to put super back on it.
yeah. Put super back on it. That's the only change we need to make with the playoff format,
Yes.
and we're good to go.
Well, I think recently it's been more of an issue because there have been like 2 teams in a division that have like anywhere from 11 to 13, 14 wins, and then the 4 seed has like 9.
It's, you know what, home field advantage does matter for teams, and obviously if you see a team that has a worse record that gets to host, like you go like, what the hell? But sometimes divisions, just the matchups there can be a little bit more grueling. Like, so I understand, but it does seem to me like when you're looking at the Vikings and the Lions, the fact that one of those teams is going to have to hit the road after having historic runs, sometimes that's just how it goes. I mean, hell, the Ravens and Steelers back in the days when, like in 08 or whenever the year the Ravens and the Steelers both had 12 wins or something, Steelers win the division, then they're the team that ends up hosting because they won the AFC North. But Baltimore was road warriors. I mean, I think it's the nature of the beast, and we'll save all that for a different time. But I appreciate you sharing, Kevin, and appreciate each and every one of you. Do you guys? We got to get out of here though. But quick. Well, yes, we can do that real quickly. I'll actually waive that for then. Give me your quick bet for the game. Our best bets.
Oh my God.
Yeah, take the mic.
Justice Hill over 19.5 receiving yards.
You were ready for that.
Oh yeah, baby.
You were ready. Brad, you got one?
So I'm going to take a page out of Brooks Rothschild's book. He tagged us in Instagram earlier today. $30 gets you $600 if Pat Ricard scores a touchdown. I love that bet. So I'm
You and Nick Mason too. British Raven.
Yeah.
Everyone's on the Pat Ricard.
Yeah.
Train.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's a big payout.
Yeah.
Just saying, if you're feeling frisky, Kevin, how frisky are you feeling?
I'm not feeling frisky at all. Take the low hanging fruit. It's Derrick Henry anytime touchdown.
Oh,
okay. So it's a high odds, but it would.
Well, might not even be like it might be a little frisky because of the Ravens and their recent playoff losses, how they haven't run the ball. So hopefully they change that this time.
Hey, and 2 Derrick Henry rushing touchdowns is plus 250. Just throwing that out there. Rocco, do you want to have a best bet for either way?
Do I have to do a Ravens one or can
No.
I do a Steelers one?
Do whatever you want. Do whatever you want.
Just to piss Nick off. Nick Moore. Just going to take a Pat Fryermuth anytime touchdown.
I thought you were about to say Nick Moore anytime touchdown. And I'm like, here we go.
There we go.
Hey, if that happens, like, hell yeah. But
Hey, and Pat Fryermuth, by the way, plus 250 odds. That's the third best odds on the Steelers. Najee Harris plus 175, Pickens plus 210, Fryermuth plus 250 for those odds there. So, okay. I like it.
I can't pull up comments because this is my old computer. But Nick said he got brandy in his eye when taking that shot. I don't know if so. I think we have to do like a slow motion replay.
Pause.
We'll get back into that, and we'll have to. We got to get that clipped up. We got to have like our best of the call-in season.
Yeah.
There's a lot we got to put together. For my best bet, I've loved it. I've stayed with it. And how about the guy that everyone was wondering earlier in the season in week 4 or 5? Was this kind of the downswing for this tight end? And that's Mark Andrews. I got him anytime touchdown. He's been on fire, man, and he is old reliable. He's plus 120 odds. And he just is the guy in the red zone right now, man. I tell you what, you need him. He comes through. I expect Mark to have a big day today. I really do. I think he finds the end zone. Baltimore gets his victory.
I like
and
that.
we are feeling great. What, Rock?
if I were to pick a Raven to put it in like a Ryan Ripken show sort of parlay, because I know no one's going to put a Steeler on their thing, it would be a Rashad Bateman anytime touchdown. And I just want to say this, when I predicted that in the past, it has happened. So
It's happened twice.
I'm 2 for 2.
I respect that, Rocco. But for you, I'll put a Steeler in the Ryan Ripken show parlay. Russell Wilson over 1.5 interceptions.
You're that was a good one, man. I'm just kidding.
Oh, man. Well, Well, hey, you know what? I think that kind of wraps it up. Look, we want to wrap this up before the 4:30 game, the Chargers and Texans. We're going to make sure that it's safe around the lots, though, because obviously, a lot of people are going to be there. But more importantly, we're going to enjoy the moment. The bank's going to be rocking. We'll have some content down there by the stadium. And if you see us down there, come say hello. But I think, Brad, anything else? Can we cue the music? Cue the music. Said Hut, hey, get the flag going, Zach. As always here at the Ryan Ripken Show, brought to you by our friends over at M&T Bank. Go get those playoff flags, raise them high for the flock at M&T Bank. Limited edition before they're all out. And if the Ravens win, we got a lot planned with M&T Bank for next week. Have a day, have a night, and go Ravens. See you guys. Peace. That's the right way. Yeah, there you go. Oh!